Okay, page 30 now. So I'm looking at question 7. A potter uses a third kilogram of clay. We have 12 kilogram of clay. So they're asking you how many potter can you make? Well, if I change this to an easy number with no fraction, let's say one potter uses 6 kilogram of clay. If we have 12 kilogram of clay, how many potter can we make? You'll probably say 2 because 6 times 2 is 12. So how did we do it? We really just did 12 divided by 6 to get the answer 2. So again, if you're dividing with easy numbers, we will also be dividing with difficult numbers. So the problem is really asking what is 12 divided by 1/3. Okay, so we know how to do this already. 12 over 1 times 3 over 1, and we get 36. So this will be 36 versus. And question 8. Box of chocolate weighs 4 over 5 kilogram and contains 24 chocolates. How many grams does each chocolate weigh? So the total box weighs 4 over 5 kilogram, and we want to divide this by 24 into each pieces. And after that, we want to convert kilogram into grams. In the question, we were told that 1 kilogram equals to 1,000 grams. So our answer here will just be in kilograms because this is in kilograms. So what I can do is I can just times this by 1,000 to change it into grams. So this is 4 over 5 divided by 24 over 1 times 1,000 over 1. So 4 over 5 times 1 over 24 times 1,000 over 1. And now I can simplify. Divide this by 4 to get 1, divide this by 4 to get 6. Divide this by 5 to get 1, divide this by 5 to get 200. Divide this by 2 to get 3, divide this by 2 to get 100. So our final answer is 100 over 3. I can change this into a mixed fraction by doing a long division. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So I get 33 and 1/3 grams. Question 9. Fitness circuit is 1 over 4 km long. How many times must a person repeat the circuit to travel 5 over 6 km? So same idea, if you were to change it into some easy numbers, you will be able to see that you're dividing. Okay, if the circuit is 1 km long, which is very long, so how many times should we repeat to travel, let's say 5 km? Well, if the circuit is 1 km long, you will have to do it 5 times, right? How did we do it? We just use 5 divided by 1. So of course, these are not the easy numbers that they give us. They gave us 1 over 4 and 5 over 6. So it's the same idea. You just use 5 over 6 divided by 1 over 4. Because if you're dividing with easy numbers, you're still dividing with more difficult numbers. So 5 over 6 times 4 over 1. We simplify. Divide this by 2 to get 2. Divide this by 2 to get 3. So we have 10 over 3, which is 3 and 1/3 times. Okay, so that's the trick. Change them into easy number. Ask yourself if you're adding, subtracting, timesing, or dividing. And then stick with that, even with the more difficult fractional numbers. Question 10. Car went 14 over 15 km on 1 over 12 liter of gas. How many km per liter did the car get? So 14 over 15 km per 1 over 12 liter of gas. So the word per in math means dividing. So I just need to use the km number divided by the liter number. I have 14 over 15 times 12 over 1. Simplify again. Divided by 3 to get 4. Divided by 3 to get 5. And then 14 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 56 over 5. Change it back into a mixed fraction. I get 11 and 1 over 5 km per liter of gas, right? Choosing 2 apples yields a quarter cup of juice. So every 2 apples will give us a quarter cups of juice. How many apples are needed to have 6 cups of juice? So I want to have 6 cups of juice. Okay, so what should I do? They are asking you how many apples are needed. So let's change it into easy numbers again whenever I'm stuck. So I'm going to change this to 1 cup of juice. So if 1 cups of juice, I require 2 apples, then then let's say 2 cups of juice, I should require 4 apples, right? And then 3 cups of juice, I'm going to need 6 apples. I'm just adding 2 apples each time. So I can say that, if this is the case, then 6 cups of juice, I'm going to need 12 apples, right? I simply went 6 times 2. That's all I did. But in this case, because we don't have 1 cup of juice here, 2 apples only give us a quarter cup of juice. So perhaps it's easier to say that, well, then 1 cup of juice, if a quarter cup of juice will require 2 apples, then 1 cup will require 8 apples, right? You just times it by 4. So because from 1 to 6, you're timesing by 6, you can just multiply them and you get 48 apples. So I can just do it like that. If I don't want to do it like this, then the calculation should look something like this. It should be 6 cups of juice divided by 1 over 4 cups of juice. So this will give us the number of quarter cups of juice in this calculation, and then we can times it by 2 apples. So we get 6 over 1 times 4 over 1, and then times 2 over 1. And we will still get 48 apples. Yeah, but I think this way probably make more sense to most people. Okay, and then question 12. Elmer drove 36 km in 3 over 4 of an hour. What is his average speed? What we need to know is average speed will always be distance over time, or in this case, it's going to be km per hour. So that's what you normally see on the street, usually within city. The speed limit is 50 km per hour, sometimes 60. So remember I said the word per means division, right? So we just need to use the km number, which is 36, divided by the hour number. So 36 over 1 times 4 over 3. We can simplify, divide by 3 to get 1, divide by 3 to get 12. And I get 48. This will be in 48 km per hour. "13. Charlie asked his boss for his salary to be divided by a half. What is his salary?" So let his original or his old salary be, I don't know, let's let it be 100,000. Then the new salary is going to be 100,000 divided by 1/2, right? So this will be 100,000 times 2/1. We get 200,000. So from this example, if we let the original salary be 100,000, we can see that Charlie's salary has doubled. So that's the conclusion that you want to make. Charlie's salary has doubled. So that's very tricky. When Charlie asks his boss to divide, his boss might think that, oh, Charlie is wanting to get a pay cut. But actually, Charlie is very good in math. If you divide something by 1/2, it's the same as timesing by 2. So the salary actually doubled in this case. Thread of a carriage boat have one thread every 1/8 inches, centimeter. How many threads are in 3/4 centimeter? So if one thread equals to, in this case is 1/8 cm, they are asking you how many threads will be 3/4 centimeter. Again, if you change them into easy number, you should see that this will be a division problem. Let's say I change this to 8 and I change this to 2. If every thread is 2 centimeter, then we should have 4 thread in 8 centimeter. How do we do it? We just want 8 divided by 2. So it's the same idea. If I'm dividing with difficult numbers like fractions here, I'm still dividing. If I'm dividing with easy numbers, the ones in pink, I'm still dividing with the more difficult numbers. So 3/4 times a/1. I can divide this by 4 to get 1, divide this by 4 to get 2, and we get 6. And this will be 6 threads. 15. After driving 210 km, a trip was 7/10 completed. How long was the total trip? After driving 210 km, trip was 7/8 completed. So again, I want to use an easy example. Let's say this is half. We complete half of the trip if we drive 410 km. So can I say that 420 will be the total trip? Right, one total trip. Because if half is 210, I just need to add another half, which is another 210. So how do we get the answer? Well, we just went 210 divided by 1/2. This will give you 420. So same idea. Half was the easier number. I can really just divide it by 7/8 because that's what the question was asking me. So I have 210 times a/7. This will be 210/1. I can divide this by 7 to get 1, divide this by 7 to get 30. And 30 times a is 240. So the total trip is 240 km. And then 16. The pitch of a screw is 5/64 inches. How many complete turns are needed to drive the screw 5/8 inches into a piece of wood? Same idea here. You would just be using 5/8 divided by 5/64. If you don't know how to do it, again, change them into easy number. You should be able to see why we are dividing. So we have 5/8 times 64/5. Now we can simplify. Divide this by 5 to get 1, divide this by 5 to get 1, divide this by 8 to get 1, divide this by 8 to get 8. So we're going to need 8 turns. Okay, that's it for 1.4. I'll see you in 1.5.